So I'm going to talk about the logo fail vulnerability and how it affected me. I was using my computer normally and I came across something suspicious. So I just restarted my PC, which I don't usually do. But after restarting, within 1 hour, I came across something suspicious. There was a PowerShell window which popped up and closed. You might know very well if a PowerShell window shows up and goes away instantly, it's working in hidden mode. So I thought there is something malicious running. So I checked it in Process Hacker. There was nothing running with any integrity. I usually run Process Hacker and check for integrity first of all. If there is anything with high integrity, I will inspect it. What is it? What is it running? Which processes, which processes it has, and everything else. So I checked process hacker. It didn't have anything. These were all the processes at that time when I checked it, not this one. So after that, I thought if it ran approximately an hour after starting it, why not just do it again? So I restarted again. I ran procmon. After that, I also ran my screen recording just to make sure it captures that pop-up. So I was just passing the time and playing a small game, and at this time it showed a pop-up an hour after sort of doing like spending time, and it captured in Rockmon. So it was a PowerShell script which was running obviously in hidden mode and bypassing execution policy. So I was thinking what it might be, like which process would want to execute this. So after that, I tried to scroll up and up, looking which processes were accessing this, and I keep on scrolling and scrolling till infinite. And I almost spent a few hours trying to figure out how it ran, why, from where. I even checked autoruns. Autoruns had no nothing. I even checked that task scheduler. Task scheduler didn't give me anything fruitful. So after a certain hour, certain time, I tried to select columns. There were only a few columns at that time which had been selected as default. So after that, I tried to add more columns so I can get more information what was running on the system. After that, I came across parent ID. So I tried to filter out parent ID. It was 2432. I apply, and then I came across GCC. And I was wondering why would GCC, which is Gigabyte Control Center, which controls the system's settings, sort of fan and everything else. It is a motherboard sort of application. And I was wondering why would GCC need to run something in bypass? You would be also concerned. So after that, I searched a bit and then I came across this that there is a backdoor in the motherboard itself. To my surprise, it was logo fail, which was discovered by Eclipsium, if I'm right. And they also have also made a PowerShell script to determine if your motherboard is vulnerable or not. to this sort of exploit vulnerability. And you just have to run it on your system normally, and it will show if it's vulnerable or not. Now, this logo fill actually exploits the. Let me sort of get it to basics. When you boot up a system, it usually shows you an image. Like if you have a Asus motherboard or Gigabyte motherboard or whichever system, it shows an image. That image is actually parsed, processed, and there was a vulnerability in that. So basically, it exploited that vulnerability and dropped malicious binary and shell codes onto the system and executed it. In my case, I wasn't able to identify how it scheduled the task for 1 hour, like it would run after a certain time, even though looking at task scheduler, but it surely did. And then after running that, it would download a certain malicious file from a particular their malicious servers, and it would then execute it here. So it would act as a dropper as well as a downloader. I tried to get two files. This file was from actually a rack shot. It was located here and HKey local software Mozilla plugins. It was sort of DNS querying and looking for domains or something. And another was very obfuscated string, which I ran it on VirusTotal and it showed that it is malicious. And it dropped one file out of it. And this relations, yeah. So it contacted 1 IPs and more than 10 domains. So these two were found on my system. As a result, after this, I was a bit scared. Like, what should be done? So after finding this GCC and its vulnerability, I looked around how should I patch it. So first of all, I came across my motherboard official, like Gigabyte official website and the support, and there was a fix for this logo fail. So I just updated my BIOS to F16. I was running F13 at that time, uh, a week ago approximately, and I updated to F16, which has solved the issue. I also disabled one setting in BIOS, which was of auto update from Gigabyte Center. It was in IO ports. So both those settings I disabled it and I don't have any issues now. I also ran Procmon again. I did this a couple of times, like looking up, and still there was nothing issue with it. So this is how I sort of fixed my PC. Thank you.